Tyler Ramos. Tyler Ramos.
Top of the class on the road, hey, and it's time to run it up, yeah, you know, yeah, maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, yeah, on the road, here we go, here we go.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Frankie Candles live stream every single weekday right here at 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And guys, do we have an amazing show for you tonight? Not only did we get the volatility that we expected from the Fed meeting, we got the dump. I guess we got the dump. Are we topped out for this rally? Are we headed to lower prices? Or is this just a small pullback before we absolutely rip and see that weekly bull div show its pretty little face? Not only that, guys, we also have special guest the one and only Jason Casper in the house tonight. He's going to let us know what he's looking at on the charts, if he's expecting us to come lower. And we took a whole bunch of questions from chat in the Discord that we will be asking him. We had to filter some of them out because sometimes the Candle Mafia gets a little bit weird, but we did throw some fun ones in there for him too. But yeah, I actually have some questions I want to ask him as well. I know you guys love the collaborations with Jason Casper. Guys, if you are not following Jason Casper or subscribed to Jason Casper's YouTube channel, mods, if you guys can just periodically throw his links in the chat, I would greatly appreciate it. I'm sure he would too. But guys, if you're not subscribed to Jason Casper, go check him out. He makes really, really amazing content. He's an amazing trader. Yeah, he's funny. I like popping into his streams. Super entertaining and super educational. So yeah, we love Jason. We're going to pull him up in just a second here. But before we jump into it and try to demystify what is going on the charts here, and before we pick Jason Casper's brain, let's go ahead and say what is up to chat. And let's see who we got in here today. I saw some of the Casper crew in here throwing up the ghost. Let's go. Shout out Casper, the friendly trader. Hey, let's go. Shout out to Tor. What is going on, Tor? Jonah Lang, what is going on? Welcome back in, Jonah. Thank you for being here. Metabice, what is going on? Thank you for being here. We in for it now. Let's go. Shout out to you, bro. Leroy Essel, what is going on, man? Thank you for being here. Biomex, good to see you, bro. Thank you for tuning in. We got Oski. What is going on, man? A-Train, as always. Here we go. Let's go. I don't even know the words to that song. Otherwise, I would have finished it for you. I just kind of mumbled them like a 5-year-old that doesn't know the lyrics to a song. But let's see. Graziano, what's going on, man? FOMO Sapien, welcome in, man. Thank you for being here. Let's see. Ricky Bobby, what's going on? Rad Crypto, how you doing with the hand emojis? Shout out to Tony D for the super chat. He says, want that hoodie or I quit and leak calf pics. Yikes, can't leak those calf pics, that's for sure. We could probably get some pretty good money for those. Shout out to Tony D. Hey, you can have this one, bro. This is the only one we got. You could have it, man. Thanks for being here, bro. Shout out to Dave Digital. Shout out to Anthony Soprano, guys. Tony Soprano in the chat. Show him some respect. But without further ado, shout out to Marcos. He says, bing bong. Without further ado, guys, I don't want to keep him waiting too long because we want to pick his brain and see what he thinks. But, guys, just real quick, just so you guys know, I am dealing with a little bit of an audio issue. So if you hear a little bit of a delay, it will be fixed immediately. I'm just going to have to mute myself when Jason's talking. So just a little heads up for that. But guys, without further ado, please welcome our special guest, Jason Casper. What is going on, Jason? How you doing, man?
Frankie, man. I'm doing great. I'm excited to see some volatility finally, bro.
Dude, absolutely. You know, it's like we move sideways for so long, and it's like, God, this is getting boring. And it's like right once you start getting bored with the price action on Bitcoin, it's like, boom, it just wakes up and absolutely makes a huge move in either direction. But yeah, man, thanks for coming on first and foremost. I really appreciate it. I know the Candle Mafia absolutely loves you. I know they're always in the chat talking about Six Juanita and
Six Juanita.
The girl from the diner. They were actually asking if they were hoping you brought her with you.
Of course,
yeah, man,
of course.
Just, I guess to start off, I guess let us know, what your general thoughts on the price action today were. Yeah, just if there's anything you're looking at on the charts, just let us know.
Yeah, man, absolutely. Well, we do have. Can I share my chart? Is that a possibility on here?
Yeah, for sure. I think there should be a button at the bottom. Yeah, boom, there you go.
Cool. Yeah. Well, so basically, we came down into this range that we were trading here since like the FTX thing, and there is a very real possibility that if we zoom out, that we might be kind of doing something like this, where we have a high and a low, and we can even just look at this potentially as just a deviation outside of the range. And I'm sure a lot of people, including yourself, have been looking at this saying, if we come back inside this range, there is a real chance we could actually fill it all the way, come back up to potentially $25,000. But what happened right now is we actually came into the 382 fib level from the September 13th high. And so I don't know if this is too clear to see. Let me zoom in a little bit so that we can take a look. But yeah, we're rejecting right from this this is a pretty key level. Now, the thing that concerns me, Frankie, about this is if we do go to the 4-hour time frame right now, we do see some pretty bearish signs here. So we have from the 5th of December until our present day, the momentum is coming down and the money flow is coming down. So the last time we got a 4-hour bearish divergence with momentum and money flow coming down, this was right before the FTX FUD started happening. This is the last time we had that on the 4-hour time frame. And just historically speaking, when we have a 4-hour bullish bearish divergence with the money flow coming down, it actually is like a major top signal, right? Before this was like before the whole FTX thing happened, and we can just see Sam Bankman-Fried's man breasts were actually printing the bearish divergence before the FUD even came out. So this is definitely not something that we should be taking lightly. But man, I was hoping we would come up a little bit higher. So I actually do think that depending on what happens tomorrow, there is still some room for upside here, just because things are still kind of bullish on the daily time frame. Things are still bullish on the weekly time frame. The 8-hour time frame, we don't have any bearish divergences, and we're at the 382. So a lot of times we will see the 382 give us a reaction. And for me, like the level that I am most, I guess, expecting support on is going to be this like 17.3 area, basically a retest of these highs, right? If we come back down into this old range that we were trading from between 15,450 to like 17K, then for me, that is kind of bearish. And this is an area of resistance that we've been aware of, right? So if we do reject here, it's not the biggest surprise, but I was expecting higher based on some of these lower time frames. Even we don't really see money flow getting lower as we put in this high. So what are your thoughts on it?
Yeah, man. I mean, that's kind of that's very similar to what we've been looking for. Like you were saying, I was hoping to come a little bit higher, like you said, try to get into that previous range. With that, that 4-hour bearish divergence, I actually didn't realize you kind of just pointed out that last time that we had that 4-hour bearish divergence was the last major breakdown that we had,
Right.
with that FTX collapse. So
And
that
the
is
time
definitely
before that,
alarming.
bro.
What are your thoughts on the weekly bullish divergence? Are you putting a lot of weight on that? Because I look at that and I go back in the chart to try to see when the last time this happened and try to see what kind of reaction we had as far as price action goes. And the last time we had a bull div on the weekly was back during the March 2020 crash. We actually put in a little bit of a bull div, and it was. Obviously, I wouldn't be expecting, the start of a bull run right now, but that was really when that popped up. We had a pretty decent pump, and then shortly after that, we went off into the 2021 bull run. Are you putting a lot of weight on the weekly bull div, or are you kind of taking it with a grain of salt because we are in a bear market?
Yeah, so the way I'm looking at the bear div is because the money flow is still getting lower on the weekly, I'm not putting as much weight into it, but it does intrigue me that we've never seen this ever. Like where we have money flow in the red on the weekly time frame, and we have a bullish divergence after printing like a big Ben Armstrong green dot. We've never had this, right? Um, in fact, we pretty much every single bear market here, and whenever the money flow comes into the red on the weekly, that's typically the bottom once we print that big green dot. So something that we have never seen before. And because money flow is still getting lower, I am was expecting, still kind of expecting a move up to at least I would say, so for me, Frankie, the doorway to higher prices is going to be like 19.5K. If we can come above 19.5K, then I think this weekly bull div could give us more. But I do think it has the potential to give us more of a retrace. Like I would not even be surprised, and I've been kind of thinking that we have this really nice support resistance from the range that we were trading for 2 years. And if we're just going to look at this as like a loss of support, um, it would be really cool to get a retest before another dump. And the reason why I say that is because, right now, everybody is super bearish. Well, until yesterday and today, everybody's been calling for lower Bitcoin prices. Everyone's been saying the bottom's not in yet. And so if you are a big player in the market, if you want to push price down lower, you can't short Bitcoin unless there are people longing Bitcoin, right? You can't fill a big short order unless there are people who are longing, right? You have to take that liquidity from somewhere. And I'm getting paid right now to be in longs. Like I'm paying like a pretty crazy funding fee right now on my shorts that I've been holding. Like it's pretty intense. Like I was down like a couple $100 on one of my shorts today. And so, it just wouldn't surprise me if this weekly bull div does play out. We've seen so many times these higher term time frames, they play out, just take some time. So it would catch a lot of people off guard, bro. So something I'm keeping in the back of my mind, but I just take it as it comes. Like I literally take it as it comes. I'm not the kind of guy that is making these plans and then marrying these plans for like, oh, this is a weekly bull div, so I'm only going to long. It's like I'm in a short right now. I'm in multiple shorts right now. And I have no problem if this was the top. So we'll just have to see what happens, like tomorrow, especially to the end of the week.
Yeah, I think tomorrow is going to be a big day, and kind of seeing where this 4-hour bear div brings us. But I like that you broke that that range down that we were trading in for about 2 years, which was essentially what a lot of people think of the bull market. That first top that we had, and then we came down in May, and then or it was June or May, and then we came back up to actually make that final all-time high. But looking at that just as a range. We lost that range, and now we're putting in that nasty bull div on the weekly. It definitely would, just like you pointed out, I would agree. I think it would make a lot of sense to come up and retest the bottom of that range, to potentially, either put in some lower lows or, maybe that's, it would make a lot of sense to reject at that level. But I'm actually going to, kind of just looking. I know you use Market Cipher a lot. And this is, we're not quite getting to the questions yet, but I did see somebody ask this question, and I was actually intrigued too, because I know you're a big Market Cipher guy. But one of the questions we had was, other than Market Cipher, if I don't know if you really use any other indicators, but if you had to pick 3 other indicators, either paid or free, and you couldn't use Market Cipher, what would you go for?
Oh man. Yeah, I'm a big fan of Market Cipher. Yeah. So if I had to pick 3 indicators,
or one. If you
well,
could pick any indicators, whether it's 1, 2, 3, whatever.
Yeah. I'm a big fan of coinanalyze.net. I don't know if anybody's familiar, but this is basically showing you the order book, and it's showing you this white line is telling you, are there more people longing or shorting? So if this white line is getting higher, it's telling you there's more people longing than shorting. And if the white line is getting lower, that's telling you there's more people shorting than longing. And then this down here is open interest, which is basically telling you, are trades opening or closing, right? So, we might not know, for example, that this move down right here, we can see that there's more shorts opening than longs. But by looking at the open interest, we can tell that these are not new shorts opening. These are longs getting wrecked, right? Because these are trades closing. And so this can give me a lot of information about what is actually happening in the market. This can show me like big players trying to manipulate the market. Like a good example of that would be in this whole section last night when we were kind of ranging, we can see that there were more shorts opening than longs because this white line was coming down. And we could tell that these were not, these were real shorts opening. These are not longs closing because we can see the open interest is coming up. And what this is telling us here is that price is unable to make a lower low, even though there are more shorts than longs coming in. And what this means is, price is moved by people longing and shorting. If there's more shorts than longs, price will go down. If there's more longs than shorts, price will come up. So if you can see that there's more shorts than longs, yet price is getting higher, then the only explanation for that is there are big players down here they're actually filling up limit long orders, and they're absorbing all these market short orders, and they're looking to push the price to the upside. So this is like a super powerful tool, and I use this often like in conjunction with Market Cipher because, especially when it comes to like a retest or like a trigger wave, like for example, if you can tell that price has come down and put in a low. Let's see if I can find a good example of that right here. If price has come down and put in a significant low, as it did right here, and then this would probably be an anchor wave on Market Cipher B, and then price comes up and then puts in a higher low. But we can see that during this time, there's a whole bunch of people shorting this. If there's a whole bunch of people shorting this, expecting the price will go lower, but price is getting higher, what's that telling us? It's telling us that the retail traders are FOMOing short, and the whales are about to push the price to the upside. So this is a free tool, by the way, which I really enjoy. And other than that, bro, probably just EMAs, just moving averages and the VWAP and stuff like that. That's probably all I'd use.
I love it. Coinalyze is something that I've actually never really looked into Coinalyze at all. You said it's free?
Yeah, man, it's free. It's a free tool.
Interesting. I gotta check that out. Yeah, I gotta check that out. I haven't really looked at that. I've seen you pull it up on your streams once in a while, and I'm just like looking at it. I'm like, I have no idea what he's looking at right now. But okay, interesting. Coinalyze. We'll have to take a look. I'll have to take a look at that. But yeah, that is
So people in the chat are asking what's the name of the indicator? Coinalyze.net is a website. So it's not TradingView. It looks like TradingView. But it can give you information that TradingView cannot give you.
There you go. I'm with you, Chad. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go check that out after the stream too. Like I said, I've seen you pull it up on your show before, and I'm just like, yeah. I wonder. I look at it and I've again never really seen it before, or. So I'd probably have to do a little bit of self-education there, but yeah, I mean, hey guys, if Jason Casper finds it's useful, probably something you want to check out. Now, just moving on a little bit, I know that you are a very, very technical trader, and I've gotten asked this question recently. I think I actually was talking about this today on Blockchain Basement, and a lot of people always ask me like, hey, do you take the news into account? And to be honest, I do keep up with the news. Obviously, the Fed meetings are big, so I'm up to date on all that stuff. But I find it more often. It's I'm going to trade based off of a technical signal, right? I'm trading the chart, and then just magically, there's just like news that just happens to line up with all that stuff. Hey, I shorted a bearish divergence on the 4, right? Maybe we short this bearish divergence on the 4 hour, and then tomorrow, Binance goes down. And it's like that 4 hour bear div play. Like, have you had do you see the same things? Because sometimes I see this stuff and I'm like, am I crazy? Because people are like you don't really pay attention to the news. They're like no way, right? Like, and I'm like, dude, I trade the charts and the news usually lines up right with it. And a lot of the times the charts will front run the news. Do you find the same thing?
No, bro, I think you're crazy, man. No, I'm joking. Yeah, I do. The old saying, like, show me the chart, I'll show you the news. It's true. I do believe news can facilitate moves. I don't think we would have had such a big drop with the FTX debacle, the debacle of FTX, right? If that hadn't happened. But the 4 hour divergence was there. It was super bearish, man. Like super bearish. I've never seen a more bearish thing on Bitcoin ever. Like I've never seen the money flow go from thick in the green to purple or red. Sorry for you normal people. Or you use purple money flow too, don't you?
Oh yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so I'm cool. Yeah, so you never see money flow going from blue to purple when the price is getting higher on the 4 hour. That's crazy, right? So and same with like all the Elon Musk tweeting about Bitcoin and tweeting about the environment and all this stuff. You always see that on the chart beforehand, but I do believe the news facilitates the move. So before the whole CPI data came out, I was long already, and I was expecting higher, and it looked like we were going to come higher, and we did. We got a massive pump yesterday, so it was an epic trade that was live streamed. So. It was cool.
And guys, remember if you are not already subscribed to Jason's channel and you want to go see that, go subscribe to his YouTube channel right now. But so, on that note, kind of just on more of a general term, I know especially right now, like one of the big debates right now in crypto is the bottom in, right? And, I put a video up on my channel a while ago. It's probably, creeping up on like maybe 5 months ago or something like that. It was a while ago, and I was just kind of like examining the chart, right? Just kind of digging deep and trying to go through some scenarios where I would, think the bottom was. And one of those scenarios was actually a weekly bullish divergence. So here we are, right? My original bottom prediction was to retest the previous all-time high, mid to low 20s. I think I was saying possible panic wick to 18K. That was looking pretty good for a while. I was hoping it was the bottom. I was like, hey, if we nail this, this is gonna be great clips. And then obviously we broke it. I was wrong. And then, that was kind of when, I don't know if that was when I made the video, but we were just kind of looking at potential bottom, scenarios that could happen. And that weekly bull div was one of those things. So, I've been saying, this would be a beautiful, beautiful place for the bottom to come in. Do you have a strong opinion on whether you think the bottom is in? Because I know a lot of people are like, the bottom's in, no way we're going lower. And then, we have people on the other end. I'm kind of here. My first prediction, my first prediction, mid to low 20s was wrong. Now I'm looking like if this isn't the bottom, maybe 14 to 12K. I think $9,500 makes a lot of sense. But I'm more like I'm just trying to take advantage of whichever way we go. I'm not really tied to really trying to call the bottom perfectly. But do you have a strong opinion either way, or are you just kind of playing the price action as it comes?
Well, Frankie, man, it's your lucky day, and CandleMafia, it's your guys' lucky day because I am here to tell you the exact bottom for Bitcoin. Nah, I'm kidding.
Tell
man.
us, Jason. Tell us.
Okay, so first of all, right now where I'm looking for a bottom is right here. So for the past 3 cycles, we have bottomed out in between the 786 and the 886 fib. And right now we are just flirting with that 786 fib. So for me, that puts my current hypothesis for a bottom in between the 2019 high that we put in around 13,800, and then we have this monthly order block on the chart right here, coming in anywhere. I would consider this down to like 9.7 ish, or even honestly $9,000. This whole zone right here is my current bottom target zone, and the reason for that is because we have this whole flat space right here at that $9,000 level that was like a massive resistance, literally in 2018, and then again in 2019, and then again in 2020, and then we flipped that into support. And so we have this really nice monthly order block right down here where we have these 2 blue candles, and then we have this 1 purple candle, and then we have 2 more blue candles. So this is a really nice area for a potential bottom. But I do just want to say that what happened with this last bull market was, we had a whole bunch of money being created out of thin air, and a lot of that went into crypto. And I don't think it's too crazy out of the question to if we start trading underneath the 2019 high, then I think we need to really seriously look at the range that we have between like the 13K and the 3K level, because this was a very important area. That 3K zone, it was support. I remember the bull run in 2017 when we pumped up to 4,700 and then came all the way back down to 3K. I remember I was on a walk. It was I was scared about that, bro. Like, I remember that. But not really scared, but it was back then, bro. That was a big move down. That was like a 30% move. Yeah, so that was intense. But it wouldn't surprise me if we start now trading back in this old range. I think it's something that we really need to consider, because although I am bullish long term on Bitcoin, and I am, I believe in it, that it has a bullish future. But I don't think it's out of the question to think that if we start to lose these major supports, why would we not retest 3K? That's major support. And even if we do retest 3K, right? we're all big fans of DCA. I actually own more Bitcoin on spot right now than I ever have in my life.
Nice.
But let's say that like we do come down to 3K, right? Or even lower. And let's say that the next bull cycle tops out at 100K, which a lot of people think it will go higher. We're still talking, if we were DCAing here, that's a really good risk to reward ratio. I mean, this is a really good plan for an investment, right? We are potentially going to get 4 times more reward than risk, right? This is honestly, if Bitcoin goes to zero, right?
Right.
This is if Bitcoin goes to zero.
Stop loss at 0.
So yeah, literally stop loss at negative 239. So I'm looking basically at this range for a bottom, and it's a pretty big range. But people forget 2 years ago Bitcoin was $3,000, right? March 2020, we had what was it, like a $3,700 Bitcoin or something like that. So I'm not trying to be a bear or a bad news or anything, bro. But
I like that.
We have to wait and see what happens.
Yeah, man. I mean, I think a lot of that makes sense, and if you pull some fixed, if you pull some volume profiles, some more like macro volume profiles, that $9,500 level and that 3K level would make a lot of sense. And I think a lot of people get jaded in crypto because, like you said, not too long ago, Bitcoin was at 3K. It's a lot of people get real comfortable at these super high prices.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I mean, I would agree that I think I'm not 100% sure. I know we do have a point of control at about $9,400, and I think the value area low of that profile is at about $3,000. So I always tell people, I'm not calling for that, but if we made it down to 3K, it would be like, okay, like we came back to the bottom of the range. So in hindsight, it would make a lot of sense. Again, not really calling for that. And I know, we had Evan Aldo on the stream. I mean, this was a while ago now, but I always bring it up because, I never really heard anyone talk about this. I forget the number. I don't want to put the number out there in case it's wrong. But there is a number. I want to say it was like below, maybe it was below like 10K. Evan, says that, he would kind of at that point start worrying about, if we got a lot lower than 10K or maybe it was 3K. Again, I don't want to put the number in his mouth because I don't know exactly what it was, but there was a point basically where he would start to worry about Bitcoin becoming a failed asset. Do you have a level that it's like if Bitcoin breaks 3K, you're just kind of like, okay, like I'm not buying below this level, or if Bitcoin went to $100, are you just scooping all that up?
Honestly, bro, I would scoop some up. I'll be honest with you, because here's how I look at it, right? And I see people in the chat saying if Bitcoin's at 3K, like no one would touch it with a 10-foot pole. I mean, hey, that's a good thing, right? I mean,
A lot of limit
when things
orders
are
down
cheap,
there, I'm
man.
sure.
That's yeah. So the way I look at my Bitcoin investing is, I'm going on the presupposition that the asset is going to be bullish in the future, right? Understanding that I could be wrong. Every investment that anybody goes into, there's a risk involved, right? So I've weighed out the risk and I've weighed out the reward. And for me, there's no low price that Bitcoin could get to where I would say, you know what, I'm through with it, right? I don't trust it for the future, right? I've been in crypto too long, bro. Like I've seen, I've been through the hopelessness before. I know the world's different now, but I'm going with the plan, bro. I have a plan. I'm sticking to it. So if it goes against me, then, I'm willing to take that risk, right? But here's something I always tell people. If you are into cryptocurrency and you don't think it has a bullish future, you need to not be in crypto, right? Why are you here? Why are you here, right? I mean, I guess some people are in it for the technology. I'm not. I'm here to make money, bro. I don't even know a thing about crypto, to be honest with you. I'm just a trader, right? That's all I care. So, if you don't have hope in the future of this asset, you shouldn't be in it. But if you do have hope in it, then you need to have a calculated plan for how are you going to invest in the asset? What is your plan? What is your entry plan? What is your exit plan? How are you going to make money on this investment, right? I think the biggest mistake people make when it comes to crypto is they just throw money at stuff and they have no plan, right? That's why people hold all the way up and then hold all the way down and then sell at the bottom, right? But whatever we're doing, we have to look at the chart. We have to look at the capital we have to trade. We have to understand how much risk can I take in a responsible way. And then we have to have a plan and we stick to that plan. And if the plan doesn't work out, hopefully we're not putting all our eggs in one basket, right? So for me, Bitcoin is just one aspect of my strategy. I'm also a day trader and a swing trader. I also believe in holding tangible assets like animals, you know, and gold and silver and other stuff like that, bro. So that's how I look at it.
Yeah, man. You actually or you answered the question I was going to ask you, and that was, first of all, I love that you said, you don't need to be a complete expert in all crypto technology. First of all, I think it's impossible for everybody, for somebody to be extremely well educated and very knowledgeable about every aspect of every. There's so many different types of coins and tokens and smart contracts and ZK rollups and all this crazy stuff. You have NFTs, all this different stuff. I think it's impossible for one person to just know everything about everything. And I love that you said that because you don't necessarily need to know everything about the technology, everything about blockchain technology. To make money trading, right? And I'm bullish on crypto long term, absolutely, like you are. And I invest long term in crypto, and but the other half of that is, people ask me about, what altcoins I buy, right? And, I say, I might say something, I say XRP, and people are like, how you call yourself a crypto guy and you like XRP? XRP centralized. Same thing with Solana, right? And that's why I love that you said that, you're a trader. You're here to make money. I think a lot of people are afraid to admit that. And, especially people who are, gung-ho about the technology. Listen, the technology is awesome. I'm here for the tech too. But, I'm not going to miss out on a financial opportunity because it goes against the it goes against the crypto mindset, right? Like decentralization. I'm all here for the decentralization 100%. But listen, if I think the VC money is going to pump Solana, I'm going to exploit that and make some money off of it, right? Like, I'm here for the technology, but I'm definitely here to make money as well. So I love that you said that. And my follow up question to that was, obviously you just said that you do invest in Bitcoin long term. Do you have are you like just a Bitcoin ETH guy, just a Bitcoin guy? Do you have any altcoins that you like? And then I know you said gold and silver. I was going to ask you some other stuff. But yeah, as far as altcoins, do you have any altcoins, or are you just mostly Bitcoin?
Yeah, man. I have Ethereum. I have Cardano, and I'm big into like privacy coins as well. So a lot of XMR, Monero, and some other like basically decentralized smart contract platforms or private smart contract platforms. But other than that, pretty much just Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Cardano really are my three main holdings. And a lot of people ask me, why do I hold Cardano? And the truth is, I just bought a whole bunch of it in 2017, and I just still have a whole bunch of it. So that's why I hold it, man. I
Nice.
did sell a lot at 250, but
Hey,
I bought a lot of it, bro, and it was really cheap. So
no,
it was,
do you remember the price that you got in at?
it had to have been under 10 cents, I think.
Ooh.
I don't remember for certain, but I bought a lot of it, like for some reason, because I this was back when I first got into cryptocurrency, right? So I didn't really know anything. I like watched a YouTube video. It's like, is this the Ethereum killer? And I'm like, oh, all right, this is it, man. Let me go in and get it on the cheap.
It's funny. I was talking to TJ at the office, a few weeks ago, and he was saying, yeah, I think he was saying he bought Cardano at 3 cents, and I was like, oh God, man. But yeah, man, again, on top of that, obviously you said gold and silver. Now, do you hold physical gold and silver, or do you do, I don't invest in gold or silver, at least yet. I do want to get some, but, I'm not as educated on gold and silver as I am on crypto. Like, do you hold physical gold and physical silver, or do you kind of buy like the paper gold and the paper silver?
A little bit of both, but I'm a big advocate of holding like a physical precious metals because you know one of the main reasons I'm sure a lot of us got into Bitcoin, and I mean I can't speak for everybody, but for me it was preserving my purchasing power, right? I understood like the fractional reserve system, which is basically devaluing our currency, right? Since 1913, once the dollar gone down like 96% of its purchasing power. And I'm like, what is there that I can preserve this, right? So for me, Bitcoin was one of those things. But for me, also, gold and silver is one of those things because for thousands of years, an ounce of gold has pretty much had the same purchasing power, right? An ounce of silver has pretty much had the same purchasing power, right? Throughout thousands of years. And so I just look at it as a way to protect me against inflation. I know all the arguments against that. I know all the arguments for that. I'm all about diversifying. Like my whole goal is to become as self-sufficient as possible. So I grow my own food. I raise my own animals, living off the grid as much as possible in all these things, right? And so crypto fits right into that, as almost like a digital gold. There's a fixed supply of Bitcoin. Uh, every time we have a halving, becomes more of a demand for it,
Mhm.
and so you know that's I forget your question, but yeah, that's my answer.
Well, so as far as the silver and the gold, actually, this is just a question
All
straight
right, the
from me.
silver and the gold.
Where would you if you are buying physical gold and silver, do you have like a place that's reliable? Because that's my thing is like I don't know enough about precious metals to know, like, I mean, I could easily get ripped off buying. I don't know where to get it from. Is there like a well known place? Is there like a Coinbase of gold and silver that it's like a trusted, widely trusted place?
There's a whole bunch of websites you can buy it from. You can go through like groups of gold brokers and stuff like that, but in general, you're there. It's much less shady buying gold and silver than it is probably with a lot of crypto things out there. So
Can't
you
rug
know,
pull gold.
uh, yeah, yeah.
Okay, so let's. I do want to pull up. I know we have a lot of questions. We'll try to pick the good ones for you from the Candle Mafia. But let's see here. Okay, so that's top three indicators for trading. We asked that. Um, let's see. So this one is from Chef Crypto, and he says, "What are your well? I don't even know if you trade patterns necessarily, but do you trade patterns, or are you strictly going off of like the Coinalyze site that you were just talking about, Market Cipher? Do you look at like trading patterns at all, or is it just kind of you kind of stick to the
Yeah,
indicators?"
I love patterns, bro. Yeah, I always do look for patterns. I'm looking for triangles and trend lines and head and shoulders. But the way I trade them is a little bit different, I guess, than the way most people trade them. So I've made some videos about like how I trade head and shoulders, how I trade like triangles. Typically, like your average person is like waiting for like a breakout or a breakdown of like a head and shoulders. So let's say we had, for example, a head and shoulders forming on the chart, right? A lot of people would wait to short once we lost the neckline, right? And they'd have to put their stop loss. The smart place to put your stop loss would be at least above the last high. A lot of people would just put their stop loss, like give it some room, right? And then let it ride. But for me, what I'm always doing is I'm basically trying to like see, is the pattern forming before it forms? So if I see that like we're forming a head and shoulders, what am I doing right here? I'm pulling the fib and I'm trying to see like, okay, if we do make this head and shoulders here, this is log scale, so this is a really sloppy example. But if we are going to make a head and shoulders here, I'll be looking then to short a retest, and then I can actually get in at the high instead of getting in down here and risk, getting a swing failure pattern or something where basically whales, knowing everybody's going to short this head and shoulders, are basically going to absorb all those shorts and then push the price back up, right? So I look at the patterns and I try and kind of like use them to aid me in my trading plan, right? I use them to aid me in my trading plan. Same with triangles, right? If I see there's a triangle forming, I'm not going to long a breakout or a breakdown of a triangle. If I see that there's a triangle forming like this on the chart, let's say, well, now I have a clear area to be looking for my longs and my shorts, right? And let's say, for example, again, that we have a fib that just so happens to line up with the top of the triangle. Boom, there's my trade right there, you know. And if the triangle breaks to the downside, well, great, I shorted it from the exact top, instead of again risking a fake out like what happens so often, and then, you know. So that's kind of how I use patterns. I look at them within the context of ranges, and I use them for confluence, but I'm not necessarily looking to trade a head and shoulder. Although if I see one, I will even tell myself, like, let's say I don't get into a short here, I will take like the target of the head and shoulders and say, okay, the target of the head and shoulders is down here, and then I'll be looking for confluences down here and say, okay, this is where I'm going to long, right? I'm going to use that target of that pattern to basically plan my trade in the opposite direction. Because when I'm taking trades, I'm all about like having good entries and good risk to reward ratios, because you know, I'm a big advocate of risk management. So every single trade I take, I'm always risking the same amount of money on the trade regardless of my entry, right? So if I'm going to be shorting, let's say from here with a target down to negative $170,000, you know, the responsible place to put your stop loss is above this high, right? But I'm going to be risking the same amount of my stack, whether or not I have to put this huge stop loss, or if I get to put this tiny little stop loss, I'm risking the same amount of my stack. So what that means is, if I can have a really good entry where I need a minuscule stop loss, I could put tons of money on that trade while I'm risking the same amount. And what this does is it allows you to be able to be wrong multiple times. And the one time or two or three that you're right, you can make back those losses and still be in profit. So that's kind of the way I'm approaching the trading. So when I'm looking at patterns, I coming into understanding that, you know, crypto, especially Bitcoin, is a little bit more. It's a higher market cap than it used to be. You know, it used to be you could just trade every pattern and it would work out. But now you've got bigger players who need liquidity from retail, and so you got to kind of think a little bit in terms of what is retail doing, and I need to kind of not do that, right? I need to plan. And my plans need to include the fact that whales are trying to wreck retail, right? So that's how I approach the patterns. But are we even still here right now? What just happened? Hmm. A little bit in terms of what is retail doing, and I need to kind of not do that, right? I need to plan, and my trade need to the fact that whales are trying to wreck retail, right? So that's how I approach the patterns. Um, what's going on? Oh, snap. I'm still live and Frankie Candles is gone. Frankie, what, what just happened, bro? I can't hear you, though. Yo, yo. Cannot hear you. And, yeah. All right. What's going on, CandleMafia? We are all alone on the Frankie Candles channel. Got the keys to the castle. It's very interesting. Got some red and green candles to my left. And yeah, I don't know. Hmm. Still can't hear anything. So, all right. So we got a tech problem, guys. Hold tight. I don't know. Put back on a chart.
Can you? Okay, you can hear me
Oh,
now.
we're back, baby. We're
Dude,
back in
oh my
action.
God. Okay, so this is like a staple of my live stream. That's so I don't really know what happened there. I thought my camera overheated, which messed up my audio, but then I don't even know what fixed it. But we're back. Sorry about that. But yeah, okay. Now I completely lost what we were what we were talking about. Oh, we were talking about patterns.
Yeah.
Okay, beautiful. So, I'm kind of the same way. Like I don't really trade I don't really trade breakouts of patterns, but I will use them as confluence, right? So, kind of the same thing. If I see some bullish patterns or bullish, signals, we got a bull div, something like that, where I key support, I'm looking for a long, and we just happen to be in have a bullish pattern or something like that. I will use it for confluence. Now, this is actually just a question from me, right? Because I talk a lot. A lot of my viewers are, just getting into trading, and obviously we do a lot of leverage trading on my channel. And I always caution people, like, be careful with leverage. It's it could be a dangerous game if you don't know what you're doing, and it could easily turn into gambling. But obviously, and I use pretty low leverage. Typically, I'm using between about 3 and 5x leverage. I will go higher than that, but typically I try to keep it pretty low. But I think a lot of people, they hear the word high leverage, or they just it's got this horrible stigma. And I know you use really high leverage, and you're very, very successful doing it. Can you kind of talk about like a lot of people tell me, they're like, oh yeah, you're just using 100x, you're gonna get wrecked. And like I always tell people, like, if you're using leverage the correct way, and you're not using it as a gambling outlet, you can actually you can use it productively, and you could be successful trading with high leverage. And I know you're very successful doing it. What's kind of your strategy? How are you able to trade with such high leverage and not get wrecked super quickly? Is it finding those super snipe levels, or like kind of what's your how are you able to use such high leverage and be so successful if it's so dangerous, like everyone says?
Yeah. Well, I'm in 100x long right now, actually.
Let's
But
go.
but here's the thing. I'm not really in a 100x long. I move my leverage up after I'm in a winning position, so I have more margin to put on in the opposite direction, because I don't keep a lot of money on my accounts. I trade with like 6 different accounts, right? So the way I approach leverage is it all has to do with risk management, right? People ask, like, what leverage should you use? The leverage that you use needs to allow you to put as much on the trade as possible while abiding by your risk management, right? So it really depends on the entry, right? Depends on the entry. So if we have, for example, right, this white line here at 17,352. If we are entering and our trading plan is to long that exact level, right, we might be able to put a trade on here, and we might only need a 0.25% stop loss, right? What that means is, right, 0.25%. If we were using 100x leverage and we knew that our setup and our trading plan only required a 0.25% stop loss, we actually could use, this is an extreme example, I never do this, I never enter a trade with 100x leverage unless we're playing games in the Discord, in which case we do that all the time, but that's another story. If you we get a little crazy in the Jason Casper Discord. So
I love that.
if you know that you're in validation for your trading plan, it all comes back to having your plan. You're like, okay, I'm going to long here. How do I know when I'm wrong? If price comes lower than 0.25% than where I'm expecting to bounce from, then you can use very high leverage, 50x, 70x leverage, because according to your trading plan, you don't have to worry about liquidation. You are out of that trade before it even gets close to your liquidation, right? If you're using 70x leverage, price can go what, like 1.25% before you get liquidated, probably. And so this allows you to use high leverage without being stupid. Now, if you have a different like setup where, let's say you have a trade that is, you're still long in the same level, but your entry, now you have to have a 1% stop loss. Well, now you have to adjust your leverage accordingly to make sure that, you're still putting as much on that trade as you can, while you're still only risking the same amount you would be risking if you entered the trade with a super tight stop loss. Now, people always say, why don't you just use low leverage and just adjust the stop loss accordingly. And there's a few reasons why I prefer using high leverage than I do using low leverage. And the biggest aspect of that is psychological, right? Because for me, it basically allows me to stick to my plan better than, let's say I was going to take this trade here and I was using low leverage. There is that temptation, if the trade's not going your way, to say, I'm just going to drag my stop loss down a little bit more, just a little bit more. And the next thing you know, you're taking a loss that's bigger than what you originally had planned for according to your risk management strategy. And risk management is probably the most important part of being profitable, because if you can ensure that you are only taking X amount of a loss every time you take a loss, and you're always going for those trade setups that have more potential for reward than risk. Like, let's say, for example, you're only taking trades that are going to give you 4 to 6 times more potential reward than loss. If you're making 4% per win and you're losing 1% per loss, you could take 3 losses in a row, and that fourth trade, you're going to be about to break even. So, when it comes to leverage, it's all about how is your setup actually being planned for. Now, if you are just looking at the price right here and you're saying, I'm going to go into a 100x trade, that is gambling. But if you have a predetermined plan that says, I'm going to long here, I'm going to get out of the trade if price goes here, and I'm going to take profit here and here, then you can use high leverage, and it can actually allow you to put a lot more money on a trade than you even have in that account without risking more than you should. So it's a very powerful tool if used properly, but it all comes down to the setup. And basically, what does my stop loss have to be in relation to my entry?
That is, guys, smash the like button if you just learned something. Yeah, man, it's because it's just everybody, it's so funny. I mean, we even have, some people in chat sometimes, like, they pop in for 5 seconds. They're like, the guy's leverage trading. He's a gambler. And it's called strategy, and like you said, you can use it as a tool to not have to risk as much of your money, and use it as a risk management tool, which is, like, I know it sounds like an oxymoron to a lot of people that don't really understand, but yeah, man, I mean, I just think, high leverage has such a bad stigma, and like you said, it really just comes down to how you use it, if you actually know how to use it, and yeah, I think a lot of people just, they see it as gambling, and they just really don't. Same thing with trading, right? Like, people just think like, oh, you're a day trader, you must lose money. And it's like, or 98% of day traders quit or lose money or stop trading, right? And I always say it's more like, I feel like 98% of day traders quit because it's just it's that long road of learning, right? For me, I had to get wrecked a whole lot before I actually learned, what I was doing wrong and how I could correct those mistakes. But I'm one of those people that, I'm not going to stop until I figure it out. And I don't think that's everybody. So I think that's a lot of times, like, a lot of people think like, oh, hey, I'm going to be a day trader because it looks really easy and I can lay on a beach and, make $1 million. And it's just like people don't understand. Do you ever hear people say that? Cause, I get that a lot, right? Like, people like, oh, you're a day trader. You must be poor. You lose all your money. Did you ever get that?
Yeah, I think yeah, I think my brother-in-law thinks that about me. Um, I don't know. I heard like a remark he made once, which is interesting. But hey, um, it's most people that I talk to don't understand like what day trading is. Like, they don't understand shorting. Um, so most of the time I get from people, because they know I trade crypto. They're like, oh, like, are you okay? Like, are you going to be all right? Like, after FTX went down, like, people just don't really understand what it is.
Yeah, my
But
mom, when the whole FTX thing happened, my mom called me. She's like, "Are you okay? Like, I'm sure you're really bummed out." Like, I was like, "I was fine. I wasn't in FTX. Like, same. Anytime something goes, I heard crypto's down. Like, I hope you're okay, Frankie." And I'm just like, "I'm fine, mom. Like, I made money on that dump." But yeah, I think a lot of people don't understand.
right,
It's crazy how little people, even understand about the dollar, right? Like, people. Anytime I get, someone talking, oh, crypto, crypto, crypto. There's nothing that gives crypto value. Crypto has no value. They're like, you don't understand. You need real money, like the U.S. dollar. Like, that's backed by gold. And I'm like, Oh God. Like it's crazy how many people I hear say that when I talk to them about crypto. They're like, yeah, that stuff's worthless. You know, it's just worth whatever someone else wants to pay for it after you. And it's like, and then they're like, you need something like the dollar that's backed by gold. And I'm like, you are way, way late on the dollar being backed by gold. And it's crazy
Yeah, that's
how common
interesting.
it is.
I've never heard that. I've never heard that from people. I always ask them, well, what is the dollar backed by? And they're like, oh, I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, I have had, it was actually, I forget who it was. I had someone recently be like, well, the dollar's backed by gold. And I'm like, you got to catch up because the dollar's been backed by gold for quite some time. But yeah,
Yeah.
man, I always like to ask people when they come on the show that question because I do think that day trading gets a really it gets a really good rap, as in people think they can get rich quick. But it also, it also gets a bad rap because I think a lot of people think that they hear that statistic that 98% of people lose money. But I tend to think that, if those people had a little bit more, if they were willing to just keep pushing and pushing and pushing and learn, I think a lot more people would stick with it. It's just something that, me, as far as a lot of people I've talked to, is there's a lot of hard lessons that you have to learn by actually making the mistakes. Because, for me, I could find but when I first started trading, if I was watching a YouTuber and they could tell you their mistakes, like watch someone like you or me, it's like, hey guys, learn from my mistakes, don't get wrecked. I was the guy that was like, nah, 100x leverage gambling sounds like I could become I got to learn that hard way. I always say I got to touch the hot stove a couple times before I realized that you shouldn't touch it. But dude, I really appreciate you coming on, man. I just want to see, make sure no other, let me just check if we have any other last questions here. Okay, yeah, I got a couple questions here. So one of the questions says, can you crush a coconut? Can you crush a coconut with your biceps? And are your calves bigger than Frankie's?
I don't know. Me and Frankie might have to have a small calves competition.
I'm down. Let's do it. It is
Yeah.
funny, man. People are always like, because people are like, last time I think I had you on, people were like, hey, you got to arm wrestle Jason Casper. I was like, listen, Jason Casper has probably got me in an arm wrestle competition. And then they're like, well, you can fight him back with your calves. And I'm like, listen, if his calves are any bit proportional to his body, I'm sure I bet your calves could probably give me a run for a run for my money.
No, I'll be honest with you, Frankie, man. I have horrible calves. Horrible, right? In fact, that's why Six Juanita won't go out with me. For anyone who knows who Six Juanita is. But yeah, bro, I don't know what it is. I guess I'm addicted to curling in the squat rack, and I never train legs.
That's it, man. I feel like people see your arms more than they see your legs.
Right? That's what's great about being a YouTuber, right?
That's right. I told people last night on my stream, I told them because I was in a short, and I was like, hey guys, I got my short shorts on. I'm just kidding. I actually have nothing on, but you guys would never know because that's the benefit of being on camera from the waist, from the chest down.
Yeah.
But we do have, I got one more question here. If you could, okay, so this one comes from Metabice, and he says, if you could make Bitcoin go to 45,000 or 3,000, which would you choose and why? That's a pretty good question.
That is a good question, man. Well, are we assuming that there's going to be another bull run? We need to clarify.
Yeah.
Okay. Then 3,000. So I could scoop up some more on the cheap. I would be, if we went to 45K now, then I'd be in a weird predicament, right? Because I'm holding more Bitcoin on spot than I ever have in my life, and I'm not planning to sell any at 45K. So, I don't know what I would do in that situation, right? I'd just be hodling it, watching the price go up and then go back down. So,
yeah.
Hopefully, I'd be getting into some good leverage trades in the meantime, though. That's what's good about being a trader and a hodler. You can stack your crypto or your tether, and it doesn't really matter what Bitcoin's doing. That's more the long-term game.
Yeah, dude, and I agree, and I think that's another thing about day trading is like people are like, oh god, like people always think like, oh, you're a day trader, so you only day trade, and it's like, guys, like I'm a long-term investor too. Like I take a small stack of my, I take a small stack and trade with that. But a lot of my money's in long-term investments. So, you know, it always comes up when people are like, oh, you're a day trader, you must lose all your money. And I'm just like, well, first of all, no. And second of all, even if I did, you know, if my trading account got wrecked, I mean, I wouldn't be happy about it, but I mean, it's such a small portion of the money that I have invested in crypto. So, you know, just it's so many misunderstandings about day trading. Okay, so last question. This will be the last one before we cut you loose. This is a simple one. Do you follow the Liver King?
Well, I haven't really followed him, but I know who he is. And I was convinced that it was just the liver and him tanning his ball sack every day that made him so jacked. But it turns out he lied, bro. So, you know.
Yeah, man, that was you know, I watched a podcast and you know, they were talking about how they were suspicious of his abs. They thought they were implants because, you know, when he was breathing and stuff, like they weren't moving at all. They would just kind of stay perfectly flexed. And you know, I looked at him and I was like, dang, man, that liver and that raw, the raw, you know, whatever, he's eating raw everything. And I'm like, dang, that's
the 9 ancestral tenets, bro. You know, you just got to eat clean and train hard, and you can look like the Liver King.
That's right. That's right. Well, Jason, I really, really appreciate you coming on. I know the Candle Mafia was super, super happy. I hope you guys got a lot of value out of that. I mean, I did. I'm going to check out coinanalyze.net after this. I'll have to try to teach myself. But yeah, man, I really, really do appreciate you coming on. The Candle Mafia absolutely loves you. Thank you for, you know, sharing your insights into the market and, you know, even showing us a little bit about how you trade and, you know, all that. I really appreciate you. So yeah, I'll give you the floor. Let people know what you got going on. Feel free to shamelessly shill yourself.
Yeah, man. So you could check me out on YouTube, Jason Casper, Twitter at Jason_Casper. And you can follow me on Instagram if you want. I post a lot more farm stuff on Instagram, so you'll see a lot more chicken stuff and garden stuff on there. And yeah, I have a trading course, have a Discord group. That's about it.
Boom. Well, thank you very much, man. Once again, I really, really, really appreciate you coming on, man. Hopefully, I can get on your show sometime soon, and we'll have you back on
man.
super, super soon. I mean, you are definitely a Candle Mafia favorite, so take it easy, bro. Thank you so much for coming on, and we'll see you soon.
Thank you. God bless you, bro. Take care.
You too, brother. Ooh, baby. Guys, Jason Casper. Guys, he's awesome. Again, if you're not already subscribed to his channel, guys, and smash the button. Smash the button for Jason Casper, guys. Smash that like button if you guys found that valuable. I love having him on the channel, guys. He is I will say this. He's one of my favorite traders. You know, anytime I am able to, you know, pop in and, you know, either rewatch one of his streams or sometimes he goes live in the morning. I'm able to pop in for a little bit and just see him. And he's like one of my favorite traders, man. He is an absolute savage. You know, he's just always crushing it, and he's funny, man. He's funny. He's got six Juanita hanging out with him on the streams. If you guys watch him, you'll know what I'm talking about. But yeah, guys, smash the like button for Jason, and definitely go follow him. Follow him on Twitter. I think I heard him say that he's trying to grow his Twitter. So Candle Mafia. Go blow up Jason's Twitter. Show him the Candle Mafia love. Let him know we love him. But yeah, guys, I hope you guys found that valuable. So let's go ahead and I do want to pull up the charts. I do want to pull up the charts here a little bit before I let you guys go. Let's see, how long are we going for? Yeah, guys, probably going to there he is. Thanks for having me, bro. No problem, Jason. Thank you for coming on, man. Yeah, hopefully we can get you on back on here soon, man. Appreciate you. Boom. All right. We need Jason back again soon. Absolutely, Taylor. Yeah, absolutely. He's definitely a Candle Mafia favorite, guys. I will say that. I mean, we love all our guests. I know you guys love all our guests, but it is funny. I think, you know, a lot of the Candle Mafia is also in the Casper crew. So I know you guys really love having him on. And it's an absolute pleasure, man. I mean, he's got such good insights. You know, I don't know how long he's been trading, but I mean, it's very, very clear he knows what he's doing. So, you know, any information he's willing to share with our community, I am super, super blessed to have him on. And just a genuine guy, right? You know, I think we're pretty lucky, right? In this space, and I mean in the TA and trading niche specifically within crypto, we got a lot of really, really good content creators. I mean, just genuine people. I mean, Garrett Soloway, one of the most genuine people I've met. Jason, one of the most genuine people I've met. You know, off camera, super, super genuine guy. You could just tell, man. Evan Aldo, like everybody we really collab with, they're just super, super nice people, man. And everyone just wants to bring each other up. So super cool to have him on. And guys, we'll have him back on very, very soon. Yeah, shout out to Drew. Best TA is Frankie Casper Lifer. Let's go. Yeah, we love all our TA friends, guys. But 1,300 likes tonight. Yeah, guys, we need TJ to pop up into the chat and hack the like button. I was talking to him today at the office. I still don't know what the heck happened last night. He popped in. There were 600 people in here. And then we spawned 1,500 likes out of nowhere. Super weird. I feel like there had to have been some kind of bot, not from TJ, but I feel like, I don't know. Something weird was going on. Tino from Traders Reality, guys. I'm going to try to get him on. I don't know. I've never spoken to him. He's actually one person. I don't know if we really, I don't know if we have a connect with him, but I'm going to try to get Tino from Traders Reality on. I see his content, man. He's awesome. He's awesome. I really like his content. TJ, come on in. Let's go. Shout out to you guys. It was a weird bot-like attack. Yeah, I think it was a bot attack. I don't think those were genuine likes. Super weird, though. Perfectly timed with TJ popping into the chat. But, guys, we got 829 people in here. Smash that like button if you guys like Jason Casper. And then smash it 3 times if you love him. And yeah, let's try to run it up to about 650 likes, and maybe we'll spawn 1,500 out of nowhere again. But with that being said, guys, let's go ahead and take a look at Bitcoin here, guys. And I apologize if my energy is off today, guys. I don't know, man. I think I'm getting sick. I don't know what's going on. My migraine is gone, but I still do not feel 100%. Something is definitely up. So I apologize for the energy, guys. And I even got the Aztecian cactus moss water. I just feel like I have a weight hanging on my shoulders right now. But let's go ahead and take a look at the charts real quick. Let me just pull up. Yeah, man, that technical difficulty, guys. I feel bad. Jason just got, like, left up there, and I'm yelling. I'm like, I'm coming back, bro. I'm coming back. And he's just like, where'd he go? That was horrible. So, Jason, if you're still in here, man, I apologize about that. We're going to have to get that fixed. Frankie, can you please look at Zeus Finance on the Avalanche by chance? Yes, Grant, we'll try to take a look at that. Eric Crown, yeah, we got to try to get him on, too. Let's see. I've always heard about Jason, but I've never checked him out myself. I just subbed to his channel. Very cool. Very cool having him on. Great show, Frankie. Love you, bro. I gotta run. Have a great night. Shout out to Live for Love. I appreciate you, brother. And thanks for giving Jason Casper a follow. He's the man. Dude, you hang out with a guy with bronchitis. Oh no, you're right. Dude, you're right. Yeah, I hope I didn't catch bronchitis, man. That would be horrible. Because I'm not going to stop streaming. I'm going to come up here. Guys, there's a bullish divergence. Guys. Oh, there he is. Shout out. All good, bro. I feel good that I'm not the only guy with technical issues. Oh, Jason, trust me. Trust me, you're not the only guy with technical issues, bro. I'll probably mute myself in 5 minutes. But again, man, appreciate you for coming on. Hopefully that won't happen next time you come on. We love you, bro. Let's see. Frank, can we take a look at the coin? BitBoy is angry overhand guy. Matt B, I'm not 100% sure what you're talking about, but if you let me know. Jason, tell Frank about your bot attack with the light. Maybe it was Jason. He was trying to send us some love. He sent the Casper crew to give us some likes. All right, guys, let's continue on here and take a look at what we got going on. Let's go. Let's head over to the daily. Obviously, I don't think we really have to dive too deep. Jason kind of broke down a lot of really good stuff there. We're not going to really break down the weekly. Obviously, we have the weekly bull div. This is what we've been watching. This is what we've been waiting for. But yeah, guys, back to what Jason was talking about, this 4-hour bearish divergence, is looking to confirm here in about 2 minutes and 55 seconds. Pretty bearish sign here, right? I did not know this until Jason actually pointed it out. until Jason pointed this out, I didn't even realize that last 4-hour bear div, guys, was exactly what ripped us out of this last range. And again, just another testament to how the TA was able to call the news, right? So we're trading in this range, bing bong, bing bong, bing bong, bing bong, 4-hour bear div, and then all of a sudden, that 4-hour bear div was accompanied by the FTX collapse, and then boom, we got an absolute dump. So just another crazy example of how, you know, the news just kind of follows the charts. Show chart. Oh, wow. That was like a riddle. Am I not showing my chart? I'm not showing my chart. I'm literally staring at a monitor of just my face, guys. Hey, Jason, if you're still here, man, I'm talking. I was just saying, technical difficulties and language difficulties, guys. I'm a mess right now. Like I said, I feel a little bit under the weather. I can't even talk. I couldn't even talk on the morning show today. I was like, I don't know what's going on, guys. But let's go ahead and actually, let me go ahead and guys, should we just cut the internet and just really add to the technical difficulties here? Okay, boom. There we go. Let's go ahead and take a look. Jump in to the charts. Guys, what is going on with me today? Guys, this is a weird stream. I'm feeling weird today. I feel weird. I feel like a weirdo. Calic is my cat. I have a cat. Oh, God, look at that. Oh, God. Oh, no. Calic's kind of tame today, guys. Calic's kind of tame. Maybe it's the hat. Maybe it's because I don't have a hat on, guys. I just feel weird. All right. So, you know, what I was looking at here is obviously this 4-hour bearish divergence, guys. This is a pretty bearish sign, right? And as Jason was talking about, money flow also coming out. And then if we come down to the lower time frames do have money flow starting to come out as well. Because I was also looking at this 4-hour bear div. And when I was looking at it, was a little bit earlier. And we didn't really have the money flow in the lower time frames coming out, which is why I actually didn't enter a short. But now money flow in the lower time frames is starting to come out. That 15-minute starting to roll down with the money flow, and your 12-minute as well. 45 minutes starting to come out too. But back to the 4-hour bear div. This is a pretty bearish sign, and until Jason pointed it out, I didn't realize the last time we had a 4-hour bear div was at this. We had that bear div, boom, and then you get the FTX news, and you get absolutely dumped. So, like, what comes first? Is it the chart or the news? The chart, the bear div was already setting up, and then, that news just absolutely dumps it and just makes it an absolutely prolific bear div. And, even right here, you can see was that? Oh, baby, that was like, I don't know if you would consider that an actual bearish divergence, but, here's another one that we had. I believe this was during another FOMC meeting. Kind of a similar look here. You have your higher highs into your resistance. Resistance is obviously not actually drawn on the chart right now, but there's another bear div on the 4-hour, guys. These things are no joke. This thing, this brought us down a good almost 20%. This one obviously was accompanied by pretty tragic news. Boom. This one brought us down about 26%. But one thing I want to bring up here, guys, just kind of talking about the macro. And if you guys remember back to when we had Garrett Soloway on, we were talking about this, and he brought this up, and it makes a good point. I noticed this as well, right? When you had this crash right here, right? Boom, big move, about 45%, almost 45% dump. And then, we come back down, we start ranging, and then we got the FTX crash, right? And the FTX crash was, in my opinion, even more bearish or even bigger of a bearish event than the Celsius collapse. But you could see that the drop was not even close to as bad. It was almost half as bad as that previous dump that we had, right? But even though this was more bearish, this was super, super bearish. This was the most bearish thing that happened, at least in this bear market so far. Even more bearish than the Celsius dump. So the fact that we're not seeing the dump really, the fact that this dump is smaller than the Celsius dump, and this is a bigger worldly, or not worldly, but a bigger bearish event. This is basically a, bullish divergence between price action and news, right? So we have bullish divergence on our, between momentum and price action, or your RSI and your price action. But this is kind of, in my opinion, a bullish divergence between news and price action. Now, if we get, say, Binance, right, this would be mega bullish. Well, if we had if Binance went down, God forbid, guys, if Binance actually went down and we got a dump and the dump was not significantly worse than this, even if it was a little bit less than this dump, that would be like, that would really show that nothing is able to really devastate this market. As it would show that we've been through enough pain, right? So if we get another dump down from this Binance stuff, and this is all speculative, guys, let's say we get a big dump down and we wind up coming down to about 14K, right? What would that be? From here, 14K would be about 23%. Right? So if we saw that bring us down about 23% and it was even less of a crash than the FTX crash, which to be honest, if Binance went down, I would expect an extremely, that would be like one of the most bearish things ever, right? Binance has been around forever. It's like the biggest exchange, if not one of the biggest, not 100% sure, but that would be mega bearish. So if that was not a bigger drop than the FTX crash, that would be super bullish in my opinion, because it's just an even bigger divergence between the news and the price action. So not only can you look at the charts and find divergences, guys, kind of just seeing news events happen and analyzing how the price reacts over a series of significant worldly events or significant events in crypto, it could give you an idea of where a bottom is. So that is something I would be really interested in. Hopefully Binance is safe. I tend to think that it's gonna be okay, but nothing's impossible, right? But I tend to think they will probably be all right. But yeah. Taking a look here, 6-hour red dot is printing. Your 8-hour red dot is printing as well. Keeping an eye on these lower time frames, guys. If we can get the money flow to start coming out on these, the 15-minute, the 30-minute, and the 45-minute with the 6 and the 8-hour red dots, this could be a local top. And, if we bring up the BitLab indicators, you can see here, right? This is a pretty bearish sign. When you have your bar coming out of your wave here on the relative extrema, this is kind of how I use this indicator, right? Not only do we have the 4-hour bear div, we have a MACD bearish divergence here as well. Not only that, right? We also have our bar leaving our cloud. And that's basically how this indicator works. If you have your bar coming out of your cloud, it's showing that this is a relatively extreme move and may not be sustainable. I kind of think of it as a slingshot, right? So you could see here, even on this little dip, right here, you could see how far these bars are. That little wave right here, these bars came way out of the wave. This is showing that you're way overextended and you are likely to slingshot back up, and then boom, you get banged to the upside. And then right here, you have another big bar coming out of your cloud, showing it might be a little bit of a rubber band effect to the upside, and then you might get a shot down. And on top of that, you also have your significant movement calling for a pretty significant bottom here, or a pretty significant top here on the 8-hour as you have this big red wave starting to peak out. This is a signal of a top, just as this blue wave was a signal of a bottom and we came up, right? So we have our bar out of the wave. We have significant movement saying this might be a decently significant top. And then we have a 4-hour bear div. We also have a 2-hour and a 3-hour bear div on Market Cipher. Let's see if Market Intelligence picks it up. Yeah, we have a bear div on Market Intelligence. But then Market Cipher as well. 3-hour bear div or 2-hour bear div. 3-hour bear div, and then this bigger 4-hour bear div from here to here, right? So the bearish signs are there. We could cool off here. Whether this is going to be a dump down to lower lows or the bottom of the range, that's a whole nother thing. But it is definitely likely that we continue to cool off a bit here. Taking a look at the daily, daily money flow still looks good, right? VWAP starting to cool off. We are a little bit overbought on the daily as well. So when we get above this white line on Market Cipher, that is showing that we're a little bit overbought and may cool off a little bit. So watching that VWAP, looking for the red dot on the daily for a more sustainable cool-off period. Your 2-day is starting to cool off there as well. So, things do look like they want to cool off. However, still looking pretty decent on the higher time frames. 12-hour money flow crossed over into the green. It is still in the green. That looks good. 16-hour money flow crossover. Your daily obviously confirmed in the green, looking pretty healthy. Your 2-day is kind of bing-bonging around there, but it is in the green right now, so that would be more bullish. Your 3-day money flow crossover, guys, when you have these higher daily time frames crossing over into the green, typically a pretty bullish sign. 4-day is starting to come up a little bit as well, and then it gets a little worse as we go higher. And you guys will know, Jason was also talking about how when we asked him about that bull div, right? kind of said the same thing we've been talking about. You know, you have the bull div there, but I mean, look at the money flow. The money flow is still pretty ugly. So you do want to be careful. Understand we are still in a bear market, but you know, you just don't want to ignore this weekly bull div, because if it gives us a big move, you're going to look back and be like, oh my God, there's a bullish divergence on the weekly time frame. How did I not trust that, right? But you just want to make sure you have in the back of your head that nothing's guaranteed. Bing bong. Shout out to Frank Scala. Appreciate you for being here, man. Thank you. 791 people in here, guys. Smash that like button if you like the content. Smash the like button if you like Jason Casper. And smash the like button if you're cool. Shout out to Cryptid Bees. What is going on, Cryptid Bees? Welcome in. Thank you for being here. How long can shout out to Zane, says, how long can a 4-hour bearish divergence play out? So it's not really a time, like there's not really a time limit for it. So, you know, some might be, you know, less severe than others. Some can like this one played out horrifically, but it was aided by bearish news, right? It was aided by the collapse of one of the biggest exchanges out there, right? And also on top of that, you know, it was a US based exchange, like very well trusted. So, you know, that was accompanied by news, right? You know, we could try to find another one. You know, this one did not play out as much as that other one, right? It wasn't, this was also aided by news as well. This one brought us down about 20%. But that news was not quite as bearish as the collapse of FTX, right? But it still brought us down, you know, almost a similar amount. But yeah, there is no real, you know, there really is no time limit. It could play out quickly. It could play out very slowly. So no real time limit. If you're looking for time limits, like, you know, if you see a bearish divergence on the 15-minute, say, like, that's not going to take as long to play out as it is on the 4-hour. So you could kind of look at it that way. But there really is no, you know, specific amount of time that it takes to play out. Let's see. New community starts somewhere. Waz Dog to the rescue. Shout out to Alton. Shout out to Alton Henderson. I appreciate you for being here, man. Let's see. Well, to be honest, I'd like a 2-cent. Hey, Hedera, I wouldn't put in at least, I would put in at least 25K on that one. Let's go. Shout out to Joshua, says, hey, Frankie, what is going on, man? Oh, Frankie, any chance you could take a look at Doggy Coin? It looks like it's about to be put. Oh, boy. I won't even put those words together. Because, guys, I am the biggest dog person you'll ever meet. Fun fact, guys. I like dogs more than anyone on earth. I can promise you that. And I dare. I will challenge anybody on that. I like dogs more than anybody on earth. I will guarantee you that. If you're listening, click your little finger on the mouse. His TA is free, and so are the likes. It's not hard. Shout out to, how do we say this? Creighton C. Shout out to you, man. I hope I said your name right. I appreciate you supporting the like movement. Guys, smash that like button if you're getting any value here. These live streams are 5 days a week, for the most part. Unless I have a Christmas party to go to like this Friday. But these streams are free, guys. We are here at 5:45 every single weekday at 5:45, right after ATB. Sorry, Frankie. No problem, though, Mad Dad. Let's see. I don't even know what he's apologizing for, but I'll forgive you. Dogs, baby. Let's go. Even oh, God. Is there a yellow X? I don't see one. Bro, could you please check yeah, we could try. So in love, haha. Shout out to Mike. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at Dogecoin. So, guys, that's what I'm looking at on Bitcoin. Watching that 4-hour bear div, the 3-hour bear div, the 2-hour bear div. And, guys, we were looking at this 1-hour bear div in the Discord. You know, would have wound up, you know, if you waited for that to print, you know, oh, God, man, I should have just jumped in, man. I got so much going on, guys. It's like, you should see me run around the office, right? Like, I'm updating Discord, right? And then I'm, like, running to the morning stream. And then, like, I run back to my computer. I'm like, nah, price moved. I got to wait for a better entry. It gets pretty hectic at the Hit Network studios, guys. But 1-hour bear div, guys, we were looking at this in the Discord. I mean, if you hopped in there, it would have been a nice little short opportunity, and you would have had an amazing entry to hold through this 4-hour bear div if it does play out. So that is what I'm looking for. You know, a major level of support that I would be looking at if we do get a big move to the downside would be that value area high coming in at about 17,000, 362 about. That would be a decently strong level to look for, to maybe go back and retest that as support. Local golden pocket right above that at about 17,470. That is another level you could look for a potential bounce. But let's go ahead and take a look at Dogecoin. God, I feel so weird, guys. I kind of like the weird streams. I kind of just feel a little weird, you know? Let's see. I believe, Charles, we are going down tomorrow. Hey, the bearish divergences would agree with you there. Shout out to, who said that? Who said it? Shout out to the official Hilton. Yeah, I mean, hey, the bear just would agree with you there. Graziano says, bingo, bango. Let's get it. Shout out to Nomad Dad. I'm always saying the wrong things. Oh, God, what are you guys talking about in here? Oh, yeah, had an Irish wolfhound named Murphy for 13 years. He was a beast. Shout out to Jonathan Schaefer. I love Murphy. I don't even know him, but I love him. Could you also look at band? Looks like it wants to dump. Yeah, let's take a look at Dogecoin, starting off with a 4-hour blood diamond, guys. So that is definitely not a good look. Let's take a look at the daily. Daily already taking a little bit of a dump ski. Where was the setup? I think it was a 4-hour bear div that we were looking at most recently. Guys, was it this one? When was this? No, that was in September. Yeah, was that? I got to find out that last time. Yeah, was this the... I got to go back in the Discord and see where we were looking at that bear div. I want to say... Yeah, I don't know if it was here. Maybe it was. That played out more than I thought, if that's the case. But yeah, I'll have to go check. I don't want to say we called this giant dump, if we didn't. But I think we may have. Anyway, taking a close look here, guys. Looking at the weekly. The red dot printing on the weekly. That's not good. Yeah, let's see. Let's check the monthly. Yeah, monthly looking to print a red dot here at some point as well. But that weekly red dot would be more bearish. 6-day red dot, 5-day red dot, 3-day red dot confirmed. But yeah, your daily VWAP is working back up towards that zero line, but money flow looks nasty. That money flow, yeah, that daily would be overall bearish. Obviously, that VWAP crossover to the upside could give you a move up, but that money flow is looking nasty. 12-hour red dot is printing, 16-hour red dot printing, 8-hour red dot printing. Yeah, we got red dots all over this thing. Money flow, money flow coming out, or money flow coming back up on your 10 and 12 minute. Was this a bull div? Somewhat of a bull div. Let's see, your 15-minute money flow is in the red. 30-minute money flow in the red as well. Yeah, guys, I would say that Dogecoin is looking pretty dang bearish here. 3-hour blood diamond, 4-hour blood diamond, no 5-hour blood diamond, but 8-hour red dot, guys, with money flow coming out. Look at that curvature right there. Money flow just straight coming out. This is definitely more bearish. Let's see if we could find, let's hunt for those bear divs, pull up the market intelligence indicator. But yeah, this is definitely looking more bearish, guys. Money flow coming out, red dots printing all over the place, blood diamonds all over the place. Definitely generally more bearish. Let me see if I can find you guys some levels. Boom, boom. Let's try to check out that range. Let's find a good range here. Boom, let's pull it from this whole range here. Bang. Okay, so we are coming down to this POC at about 0.087 cents. If we lose this level, guys, I would watch for a bearish retest. And let me mark out some of these levels. You got a decent level here at about, yeah, these are the levels I would watch, guys, here we go, for Dogecoin. If we lose this POC, I would look for, let me get rid of this, I would look for a quick move down to about 0.085 cents. If we lose that, I'd look for a move down to about almost 8 cents even, or 0.081 cents. And then if we lose that, right, we go boing, 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 quick move, lose it, quick move, lose it, quick move down to that value area low. Because you guys know, once you lose that POC, it would be likely for you to come down and revisit that value area low. But we do have some levels in between. And then let's see if any of these levels do line up with any golden pockets, which I'm sure it does. Boom, there you go. And that, yeah, it is right on the, right below the POC. You do have a local golden pocket. So this is going to be a pretty strong level. So let's go ahead and mark that out like that. So if you lose this blue box, I would expect to potentially come down to the range lows at about about 8 cents even. Also going to be a psychological level of support there as well because of that even 8 cents. Smash that like button, guys. We got 716 people in here going for 550 likes tonight. If we get 550 if we get 600 likes, I'm spinning that wheel 10 times because I got to be careful now because you never know when someone's going to come in and just spawn 1,500 likes out of nowhere. Let's see. AVAX, we could take a look at AVAX. Let's see. Taking a look at the daily. Ooh. Dang, daily got close to printing a bear div. Money flow crossover into the green. So that is more bullish, right? Taking a look at the weekly. Weekly green dot confirmed. 6-day. Take a look at the 2-day. Green dot confirmed. Yeah, that daily money flow crossover looks pretty good. 16-hour getting rejected with the money flow at that 0 line. 12-hour getting closer. Interesting. Yeah, I'll be honest, guys. Some of the alts, I mean, honestly, some of the alts, we have the giant bull divs on the higher daily time frames for Bitcoin, but a lot of the altcoins still look pretty bearish. Yeah, I will say that. I mean, some of the altcoins do still look pretty bearish. Let's see. Bada boom, bada bing, bada boom, bada bing. Let's see. How do you determine areas to pick to find golden pockets? We'll go over that in just a second. Agreed on Doge. Let's go. Let's see. Boom. Hey, why do you always use Heikinashi candles? Weekly divergence popped up on the normal candles way before Heikinashi. P.S. You rarely talk about different types of candles. Arush Kapoor. Shout out to you, man. Thank you for being here. I do. I switch back and forth from regular candles, from regular candles, especially if I'm waiting for something to confirm, like the weekly bull div, which this isn't Bitcoin, but we also did have weekly bullish divergence on AVAX, which is getting called by that market intelligence indicator. But I will switch back and forth because you do get slightly different signals. Actually, on Bitcoin with the 4-hour bear div, I was looking at this earlier today. It was actually, or I don't know if it was the 2-hour or one of these bear divs on the medium hourly time frames, confirmed on regular candles before the Heikinashi candles. I look at the Heikinashi candles mostly because it's cleaner to look at, right? Much easier to identify trends. And the only difference between regular candles and Heikinashis is the way that the candles are calculated, right? The Heikinashis are calculated off of an average, right? So that's why you're not going to get the exact price on a Heikinashi candle. So if I want to get the exact price, so right now, if we go to the 1 hour, right, the Heikinashis are saying that the price is you have 17,833 and 17,177, and then if you switch to regular, 17,833 as the actual price, right? Because the Heikinashis are taking an average. But yeah, I just look at it because it's cleaner to look at. It's easier for me to identify trends, but I totally go back and forth. And the reason I don't talk about different candles much is because we talked about it a lot when I first started the channel. So most people, we got asked that question a ton of times when I first started the channel. I answered it, and then I think mostly chat answers that question anytime we get it. So we just don't talk about it too much. But yeah, I look at Heikinashis most of the time, but I definitely do switch back and forth to check those things because you're right. Things will confirm on regular candles. Also, even Market Cipher A will give different signals, right? You'll get a blood diamond on, you got a blood diamond here on regular candles, but sometimes when you switch to Heikinashis, look, Heikinashis, the blood diamond's not there. So I do go back and forth. Shout out to you, bro. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. Let's see. And yeah, also, that is another good point. Shout out to Hard Fork Crypto. That's another good point. Market Cipher, one of the main indicators that we look at, it was I almost said that I almost combined the word Heiken and specifically. They're Heikensifically, Market Cipher is specifically designed for Heikinashi candles. So that's another reason why I look at them. So there you go. Bada boom. Let's see. Shout out to Crypto Billy for the super chat. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate you. Says from Tyler, how about them spins? All right, let's just go over AVAX real quick, and then yeah, we will jump right into those spins because I know we're running out of time. And again, I got to try to get to bed early because I don't know what's going on with me. I just do not feel great. But let's take a look here. Weekly. I just can't resist answering the questions, guys. I can't resist answering the questions. If someone's got a question, I can't leave them in the dark. But there you go. You do have the bullish divergences here on AVAX as well. MACD, histogram, RSI, and momentum bull divs. You could even see it on Market Cipher B. Taking a look at your 2-day green dot confirmed daily money flow crossing over into the green. That would be somewhat bullish. Looking at your 16-hour, looking to cool off. 12-hour, looking to cool off, but money flow does look like it's getting some nice higher lows to the upside. God, we got OBV divergences everywhere. Yeah, now once we start creeping to those lower time frames, 6-hour looking to cool off. 5-hour red dot looking to print here very soon. Also getting histogram, momentum, and OBV bearish divergence here at the top. May cool off in the short term. Red dot confirmed and a money flow crossover. So I would lean a little bit more bearish in the short term. Money flow crossover into the red on the 4-hour would be a pretty bearish outlook. 2-hour, I'm sorry, your 2-hour. Was that a bear div? Not quite. But you do have a stochastic bear div here. So yeah, I mean, guys, it might be time to cool off here a little bit. Yeah, looking at your lower time frames, 10-minute money flow coming down, 12-minute money flow coming down, 15-minute money flow also generally working its way to the downside. Your 30-minute is coming back up. Interesting. Oh my God. Yeah, pretty nasty bear divs here. MACD, histogram, RSI, momentum, and MFI. Bear divs here. We did get a pretty big move down already. Put some bull divs in. Now we're trying to squeak our way back up. But money flow coming back into the green there with that green dot on the 30-minute. But yeah, I would look for that 6 and 8-hour red dot for a bigger move to the downside. Now let me just give you guys some levels, and then we will get cracking on them spins. Boom. Yeah, so I mean, here's the thing, right? If we do cool off, it would make a lot of sense, right? We are at the highs of the range. Coming up against that value area high, we wicked through it, but we are finding resistance at that value area high, just like we did right here. And then we worked our way back down to that value area low. And then, yeah, we have the, resistance, right? That is going to make sense to cool off from here. 4-hour red dot confirmed. And that money flow crossover on the 4-hour into the red is pretty bearish. Let's see. Ben Cowan would be a good one, too. Yeah, I would love to have Ben Cowan on the show. Let's see. Yeah, I can ask about lifetime subs to the BitLab indicators. We could see if that's not already being offered. I could look into it. Thesus, what is going on, man? Thank you for being here. Average market flipping bullish, Frankie. Shout out back at you. Shout out to the Netherlands. Let's go. Shout out to Joey. Yeah, things are still generally looking bullish on the higher time frames, but being very careful because of that 4-hour. A lot of bearish divergences popping up, so we may cool off. So keeping a close eye. You want to remember we're in a bear market, right? Not impossible that the move up that we saw was that weekly bull div. Now, it would suggest a bigger move. It really would suggest a bigger move, but watching it very closely because we do have a lot of bear divs forming. Shout out to Joey. Yeah, I would say longer term still looking bullish, but waiting potentially to see how the lower time frames react. If we get I think we'll know tomorrow. If we get a big dump down tomorrow, well, I think we'll have a better idea if these higher daily time frames are going to play out or not. No problem. I got you, Hard Fork. Okay, flat smack that like button, guys. Shout out to Crypto Billy. But yeah, guys, these are basically the levels I would watch. Looking at that POC as your next major level of resistance or support at about $12.93. I mean, $13 even is likely to give you some decent support as well, as it is a psychological level. But yeah, let's. I would also watch this local golden pocket at about 13.23. 13.23, and then you do have confluence between your 786 and your POC, so this is going to be a very strong level, again, at $13, essentially. Pretty close to $13. So these are some levels to the downside that I would be looking for some bounces. And again, with that money flow crossover into the red on the 4-hour, that would be more bearish in the short term. But you do have the weekly bull divs, so longer term, you could see those weekly bull divs play out on AVAX. They're not popping up now, though. I don't know why. But they were there. But, guys, Bing is bearish. Bong is bullish. Let's go 204. Local, shout out to you, man. 25 more likes, and he will pants Ben on stream tomorrow. Shout out. I might get fired, but actually be funny because I could totally pants Ben on stream, and no one would see it because he's from, like, the waist down. So it actually would be a pretty funny prank because I think if I pants Ben on stream and he knew that no one can see him, he probably would just stand there and continue doing the show. Probably not faze him too much. Shout out to you guys. But guys, with all that being said, shout out to you guys. It was funny on the blockchain basement tonight, earlier today. People were saying that TJ has phrases that he goes to, and he likes to say, "I tend to agree." And then people were saying, my thing is, I agree 100%. I always say, I 100% agree. And then TJ says, I tend to agree with that. I also say, with that being said, and let's see very often. Yeah, when you guys talk to a camera a lot, you do tend to agree. No, I'm kidding. You tend to fill the gaps, right? Because when you're live and you just stay silent, oh my God, it just felt like I was silent for 2 hours. Like a second of silence feels like 15 years. But, guys, with all that being said, that is all the time I got for tonight's stream. We still got 654 people in here. If you have not already, smash that like button. And we're going to go ahead and spin that Wheel of Pain and Pleasure right now. 650 likes. We're spinning it 10 times. And, guys, we're going to be doing the giveaway tomorrow because we have the Hit Network Christmas party tomorrow. Friday night. So I won't be able to go live. But I'm going to give you guys a YouTube premiere. So it'll be basically just like this, except you guys, I won't be able to answer you guys in chat, but you guys will still be able to talk in chat. You guys won't even know that we're not live. But because of that, we're going to do the giveaways tomorrow, and we have a lot to give away. And if we spin this wheel 10 times, 650 likes, we spin this wheel 10 times, you're going to get even more. So let me pull up that screen again and give it a nice little spin. Here we go. Bada bing, bada boom. 18 likes. Let's go. Shout out. What up, Chemistry Bro? What is going on, man? Thank you for being here. Mike Barnett. Big shout out, man. Bing, 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 bong. Let's go. Yes, Queen. Let's go. Shout out to Wick 589. Thank you for being here, bro. Always happy to have you. Silent meditation can be painful, just like lifting weights. I will tell you this. I don't even know what you guys are talking about with the meditation, but I'll just take that and run with it. Meditation for me, I think, would be impossible. I go way too much to sit there in silence. I would sit there and it would be harder than lifting weights for me. So I would agree with that. It would be the most painful thing ever because I'm just going to, I'll just be sitting there like, oh my God, I got to look at the charts. I got to smell candles. I got to smell candles right now. Oh, God. Here we go. Hey, give it to him. Give him a giveaway, baby. Let's get it. Bing bong. Let's go. Thanks, my friend. No problem, Mike Barnett. I appreciate you. Sun Deep Rouser. What is going on? Let's see. With that being said, bing bong. Let's go. Let's see. That's a big one. Let's see. It's because when I'm looking at the chat, I don't want to just silently go, okay, let's check chat. Glad I joined the Mafia. Shout out to Leroy, right? Like, I got to go, like, let's see. I got to make noise. Shout out to Leroy. Said, glad I joined the Mafia. Leroy, welcome to the family, bro. Welcome to the family. We're happy to have you, bro. But if you want to leave, it's going to be rough, bro. It's going to be rough. Shout out to you, man. Brian Johnson says, bing bong. Let's go. Shout out to Brian. Just tonight's mood, boys. Sorry. Let's go. Shout out to Mike. 3 likes, baby. 3 likes. 3 more likes. What do we got? Oh, no. We're already at 7. Frankie, what platform do you trade on most? Right now, I've really been liking BitGet. They have some really cool features. I've been liking BitGet a lot. But yeah, I trade on a bunch of, we trade on a bunch of different platforms. But yeah, you could check out, if you go to Frankie Candles, if you go to frankiecandles.com and check out our deals page, obviously is where our referral links are. I'm not trying to trick you, but you can see all the stuff I use, we have there. So if you want to know what exchanges I use or, what indicators I use or whatever, you can go to frankiecandles.com, check out the deals page, and you could use those referral links to save yourself some money. If you don't want to use the referral links, feel free to go check out what I use and then go sign up yourself. It's totally fine too. But yeah, you can check out frankiecandles.com to see all the stuff that I use. And hey, I think we technically don't get the 10 spins, but hey, we got 550 likes, so I'll give it to you guys anyway. Y'all do giveaways, Cryptid Bees, once in a while. Once in a while, we will do a giveaway. And by once in a while, I think you know. I think you know. It's every single week, baby. It's every single week. Let's see. Is Kraken strong? Leroy, I don't typically use Kraken. I've used it in the past. I don't hate it. I don't know too much about it. I don't use it that often, so I'm not that informed on it. But yeah, I think it's generally trusted. But again, guys, with any exchange, right? Obviously, I have the exchanges I use. We have our links to certain exchanges, but it doesn't matter. Any exchange you use, especially right now, you want to be careful. You don't want to be putting money that you're not willing to lose on these exchanges. So just forewarned, all the money I have on exchanges, this is money that I am not going to freak out if I lose, right? Because we're in a little bit of a weird area right now in the market. Cool. Thanks for the info, brother. No problem. Jesus. Shout out to you, Brad Guidell, that got all my likes in JIT. Let's go. Shout out to Brad Guidell. I appreciate you, brother. We got Thumbalero. What is going on? Hoodie giveaway. I would have to give you this hoodie. This is a lit hoodie, guys. This is a lit hoodie. Check this out. Bing bong. Guys, what do you think? What do you think? What do you think? This exact sweatshirt, but bing bong, not Bitcoin. How about that? Shout out to you guys. I think that'd be pretty lit. Bing bong. Maybe we'll do that. Maybe we'll have to get it in the merch store, guys. Don't forget, we have new merch coming out very, very soon. Super excited about it. I did tease it not too long ago. But guys, how many giveaways did we get for the mods? Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 8. 8 out of 10 giveaways, guys. That's a pretty high hit rate, 80%. But with all that being said, guys, that is all the time I got for tonight's stream. I really do appreciate every single person tuned in right now. We still got 560 people and 560 likes exactly. If you don't mind, guys, smash that like button on your way out. We got 560. I love it. But smash that like button on your way out so we can push out this content to more people and grow the Candle Mafia into an unstoppable force so we can finally hit 100,000 subscribers and get our name on the building. Because I will fight for not Frankie Candles on the building. I will fight for Candle Mafia. But yeah, let's see. Shout out to Dave Digital. 100x on the hoodie. Let's get it. Boom. Feel better, Frankie. Thank you so much, guys. Again, sorry if the energy was off, guys. I don't feel great. But with all that being said, guys, that's all the time. Sorry for the technical difficulties. Poor Jason. I felt so bad. But yeah, thank you so much for tuning in, guys. I appreciate every single one of you guys. You guys are not just a number to me. You guys are family, absolute family, the Candle Mafia. I appreciate every single one of you guys. That's all the time I got for tonight. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Same place, same time, 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Frankie Candles out. Bing bong.
Tyler Ramos.
And they were joking. I'm not actually gonna pants you on stream. No, I swear. Don't kick me off the morning show. Come on. I'm not gonna pants you. I promise. You could, and if I did pants you, they wouldn't even see it. No, come on. I love going on the morning show. Please. Hello? Be blessed, big boy out. You guys got me in trouble. You guys got me in trouble with Ben. Now he's not going to let me on the morning show because he's afraid I'm going to pants him. I'm gonna have to go over to his house and bring him candy or something. I'll bring him a Bitcoin. Anyway, I'll see you guys tomorrow. I don't know how this came back live. I don't know. We got to fix it, guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow. That's all I got. Be blessed. In the spirit of Ben, I won't pants you. I promise. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Frankie Candles out. Bing bong.
Tyler Ramos.